Alright, quicker video here today. It's going to be more of a style of a rant video, but I just more or less just want to rant about, of course I have my Stone Cold t-shirt on, but I just want to rant about The Rock and what he represents, and to me, how he's killing modern blockbuster Hollywood films. So The Rock has been an actor so forth for probably about 20 years now. He's also was obviously a pretty established wrestler he's probably been in the limelight now for 30 years, and for whatever reason, right now in his career, he is hitting his peak. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy a lot of seeing The Rock wrestling. I enjoy this, and not really in the modern era when he'll come back or whatever. I think that he just looks more douchey and pretentious than he already is. But back in the day when he was The Rock and he was in that Attitude Era, I'm not going to pretend I'm some expert on the Attitude Era, but anytime I saw him wrestling, I always thought he was a great heel. He was really funny. He was really good he was decent at the moves. He wasn't to me as good as Stone Cold or more of my favorites like Rey Mysterio or people like that, but I thought he still did a great job. And then he somehow thrusted his way into movies. He started off his career with some really shitty video game movies. He made Doom, Tooth Fairy, which I remember seeing that at that age and just thinking that shit was embarrassing. The Rock propaganda, I think that I was too easy. Where he else has a lot, like The Game Plan, Gridiron Gang, which I heard is an okay remake. I haven't seen it, so don't really know too much about it, but I've heard kind of mixed things. But he really, to me, was not picking any interesting project. He obviously did have a pretty good persona or personality. Obviously, that's why a lot of people catered to him and really started to enjoy him, but I just never could get it or understand it. And then now he's somehow the most paid actor in Hollywood. He basically ruins all the money, because to me that's exactly what's wrong. Also, not just The Rock doing it, but all these actors who take these insane paychecks from these movies. It's like when you're spending 40% of your film's budget on just having one actor, there's a problem there. And The Rock is the prime example of that. If you have to have him in that stupid Christmas movie that just came out, the big red one, all this shit, it's just you're substantially bankrupting this project from having more interesting things. But you never know, because a lot of these projects seem so stale from the get-go. The Jungle Book, what the fuck was that? That thing bombed. It looked awful. No one wanted to watch it. I know he somehow has gained success from the Jumanji series of remakes, which to me, the Jumanji, the original, is a classic. I really love it. Robin Williams is super good in that movie, and I don't think you could really replace him, but they tried. And I guess to me, I remember seeing the trailers and being okay, this is an okay idea for a sequel, make a video gamey, whatever. But to me, those just style of movies just look so fucking dumb, and to me just nothing about that interests me in any way. So too, it's big thing that has come out where he has a clause in his contract that he can't lose. It's all these films are to make his image better, not because he cares about the craft of filmmaking or the art of filmmaking. I know he's also done a lot of producing on projects and stuff like that, but nothing of that excites me. When we compare him to other action heroes, you look at Arnold, you look at Stallone, Van Damme, who I'm not gonna pretend I know very much about him. He was definitely not my era. His popularity and kind of the role that he once had in action films. But from what I look at all those guys, and I know Van Damme is probably the worst example, because honestly, even people that really like his movies admit that he never made a good movie. But when you look at Arnold and you look at Stallone, these guys were absolutely kings of their craft. They were huge as anything, shredded like anything, but they actually picked interesting projects. Of course, Stallone showed more of his personal side and his acting side in some ways. With Rocky, of course, that was his breakthrough. At Schwarzenegger, you have great action movies that are now will hold the test of time of these are the action films. Remember, of course, T2, Terminator, all these movies are going to be forever classics. I don't see that at all with The Rock. And I know he has a Fast and Furious franchise, which I didn't really care that he joined the series. I wasn't too big on the series before he randomly showed up and joined. It's also stupid because I could rant about Vin Diesel But the thing about Vin Diesel is he's not popular. Like, no one really gives a shit about Vin Diesel.
Oh, beautiful. Talk to me, baby.
But I just find when it's like The Rock is being added to any film or project, it really doesn't excite me. He just does the same thing for every single role. Quick quip, douchey, know-it-all guy that isn't going to take any shit from anything. I'm sick and tired. I never got the shtick. I never thought it was funny. The shtick with him and Kevin Hart. I don't really like Kevin Hart in general. But I never found that shtick funny. It just seemed like it was just one joke. One small guy and one massive, big Samoan dude. Of course. Yeah, just overall, this guy, to me, it just does not excite me. And I don't get this love. Because I'll bring this up to more normie people, I guess. Because I definitely see it a lot in the film world. He's not very well renowned or enjoyed. But it blows my mind how many people just accept him and are just like, yeah, he's cool, you know? And I don't get it. It's like, to me, it just is such a facade. It is nothing that is, to me, impactful or interesting to look at. And I think he just, to me, he's like the sad dying art of the action star. I would say probably the only thing I would say I really enjoyed him in was Moana, where he was, you know, he was doing he's playing a demigod, which is, I feel like he looks at himself as a demigod. Overall, not a fan of The Rock. If I see The Rock in it, I'm skipping it. You know how it be. I really hope Hollywood gets a lot more interesting. And we get a lot better actors who give a lot more, who care a lot more about filmmaking and the art of filmmaking. Thanks so much, guys. Hit the sub.
Shut up, bitch! Oh my God!